let's talk from a B schooler. Okay, they have an expectations of earning X amount only because once they get into a B school, majority of them, 80% of them are actually on loans. And the first thing that kickstarts is basically the EMIs, and that's why they have a dedicated certain percentage that hey, I won't come below an X price because I won't be able to do anything, right? Given that perspective, and given that we are anyways heading that direction at least for a year or so, right? And you know this, and the cycle for the academic season will begin now. What's your advice to students? Should they hold back and sort of not get into an MBA at this point in time because, uh, I mean, the chances of they being recruited and given the jobs that they want are far lesser. Should they wait for a year and then jump into it, or they should just go into it because anyways they also don't know what will happen in a year or two's time?
Education is a great investment, no matter what year you take. Okay, so I don't think anybody should think twice about investing into education. Look, I mean, the whole point is about the fact that what is the opportunity cost of getting their education today. Um, so it's going to be 30% different, right? I mean, I would get a job with 30% lesser salary versus what I can get. So what you're talking about is, let's say, a 10 lakh rupee MBA course. When my salary was going to be 10 lakh rupees versus 7 lakh rupees, it's a 3 lakh additional that I'm paying for that course at that point of time effectively. Now, in the long run, okay, people are going to earn over their lifetime crores of rupees, right? What does 3 lakh amount to over that long term value? Okay, it also so one is the cost part of it. Don't worry too much about it. Don't try to predict the market that when I graduate after 1 or 2 years, depending on which course I'm doing, will I get a job and will I be able to pay my EMIs? Because again, I think the market adjusts themselves. If the market is not in a great shape, banks will give you moratorium. I remember there have been multiple instances I've seen where the entire batch has gone to the bank that, hey, the market is not great, we all want to delay our EMIs by 3 months, and banks have obliged because they would want to help, or they would want to protect their loans, or whatever it is. There are many ways to handle the EMI part of it. Again, it should, trying to predict a year down the line, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. The third thing is, I think in these times you also are mentally tuned to work harder and to fight harder. Okay, so your takeaway from that 1 year or 2 year course is going to be more, because you are going through a change, and you are learning new things, and there is nothing better than peer learning. And the most potent form of peer learning is on a campus. So by all means, join a campus. Don't do a correspondence course. This is the time to actually be with others, take your mind off the stress, focus on education, which is an investment, debate with others, learn from professors. All of it, that is the best thing to do for 30% less loss that you would otherwise have. So go ahead, do the MBA, do whatever you were looking for. Don't wait for it.
So once the lockdown comes to an end, and it will in maybe weeks or months or so, people will witness a change in working of the society, the whole ecosystem. There will be a new normal. I mean, we are moving towards it. What do you predict will the traits of the new normal be?
I have been thinking about it, and I have been thinking about it from two lenses. One is personal, one is professional. And I'm going to give you my personal lens in terms of how I think the new. While there is no prediction really, I mean, none of us are geniuses, but again, it's just my point of view that I think we are going to move towards basically four aspects that I think will emerge more than what it was earlier. I call it the CAVE framework, CAVE. We are going to be more cautious and careful in the times to come. In the new normal, we are not going to be blowing candles on cakes. Not going to be hugging as much. We're not going to be spending so much time in crowded places. We're going to travel less. All of that leads to basically being more cautious. We are going to value lives of others and ourselves more than what we used to. India has always been blamed to be the country where the life is not as valuable. But I think in the recent times it's proven otherwise, and I think we'll continue to hold on to that really good feeling that we've had in the last few weeks. The second is, I think the world is going to be a lot more automated. Okay. So in order to reduce costs, OPEX, there's going to be a lot more focus on automation. Whether it is about technology, data science, whether it is about lean processes, whatever it is, I think people are going to make bold decisions and make this world more automated than what it is. Electric cars are going to come up. Everything that you have hoped that would come faster will come faster. And hence the jobs which are relating to these fields, which are healthcare in terms of being more careful and cautious, automation which leads to technology, data scientists, they're all jobs that are going to kind of see either continued or on the uprise. The third in that framework is, I think, we are going to be more value conscious. We are going to weigh our decisions very carefully. Investors are going to value companies more pragmatically. We are going to value relationships more pragmatically. It's going to be a very value driven conversation. Whether it's an employee employer relationship, whether it's an investor investee relationship, everybody is going to put more focus on value rather than potential hope, because we've seen that dreams are of lesser value today compared to reality. Okay. And the fourth, in that framework, I think we are all going to be more empathetic to each other. Okay. We are going to respect each other about the fact that we want to do certain things and not do certain things. And I seriously hope that things that we valued in terms of in other cultures, whether it is about physical space, whether it is about making sure that we value others' life and health as much as we do for ourselves, we are going to be more empathetic to the poor. We've all started working in our own households. We value our house help so much more than what we used to. So all of that is going to make us more empathetic. I think the world was moving towards empathy deficit. I think we are going to be empathy surplus if we play this right. So that's, I think, overall, if I look at my day post-COVID, I think my day is going to be filled about being more cautious, bring more automation into the company, being more value conscious, and being more empathetic.